So I've been fasting and praying and seeking God's face and asking to meet with Him. Lord, put my head on your chest. Let me hear your heartbeat. And the last couple nights, my prayers have been, Lord, give me some dreams and visions. Lord, just meet with me. I want to see face to face Jesus, but this is not the visions He's been giving me the last two nights. They've been really serious. So I want to relate a couple of them. The first one that I can remember is I'm with an army on the street, and I'm not really with the army, but I guess I'm aligned with them somehow. Um, I'm in the middle of the street, and the general, I assume he's a general. He comes up to me and he whispers in my ear. It's a secret. He says, "The Sangreal is real. I want you to come with me, and we're going to go up higher, and you can fight from there." Like, okay, that's great. The Sangreal is real. Who uses that word these days? And so we're in this transit hub. I've already packed all my clothes, whatever I think I need. I grab my big heavy rifle, and I set it down. I'm in this transit hub, and I walk away from my things, and I'm doing whatever, and I go back, and my things are gone. Somebody had stole them. And then the general, without me even telling him, he knew that my things were stolen. And he's just berating the people under his breath. He's just upset that they're thieves and they've stolen my stuff. But I didn't really care because, hey, I'm going to the sand ground with what I have on it. That's all I need. Figure out the rest later. I want to go up higher, right? And so I see the weapons that belong to this general, and they're golden crossbows. Okay, this bow, and then under the bow, because it's like sitting, I'm looking down on it, and I can see like the trigger mechanism, underneath. So it was like a crossbow. Yeah, and then I woke up. And I thought, wow, that's an interesting dream. I thought about the Sangreal, and I went and I started reading the original story of the Sangreal. I just found it on the internet, the actual book, and it starts out praising the Father and His Son and the Holy Spirit, and talking about how they're one. These are the very first two lines on the books. Wow, that's great, man. Whoever wrote this obviously was a Christian. It's pretty cool. You can find it online, I'm sure, somewhere. But I had no idea, about that. So I wake up, I go back to sleep, and I'm on the street again, and I see this woman with just this wild looking eyes. I mean, just crazy looking, and she's like, and I could tell right away. I knew she was possessed by an evil spirit. And so I come right up to her, face to face, nose to nose practically, and I start rebuking that evil spirit and telling it to come out. And as I do that, the atmosphere changed around me, just like it did when God sent me to that woman at Wells Fargo. And that's a previous video you could watch, where I eventually had to go back and give her a word from the Lord, and it was a pretty sad word. But anyways, that pressure changed in the dream, just like it did there in real life. And so I was yelling at this evil spirit. And, well, not yelling, I was just taking authority. Come out of her, And that's when that atmosphere changed. I could barely hear my words speaking. That's how the atmosphere changed over. It's happened like 2 or 3 times. I've noticed this atmosphere change around me when I'm doing something. So I don't know. It was both those times was for the Lord. I'm sure it's happened 1 or 2 other times. But I can't remember the circumstances. So if that ever comes to me, I'll relate it to you. So, anyways, that was it. After the pressure changed and I'm commanding, then that was the end of the dream. So, tonight or last night, Again, Lord, put my head on your chest. Let me hear your heartbeat. I want to meet you. I want to see you, minister to me, as I sleep. And so about 4:30 in the morning, I wake up, or the word wakes me up. Whatever it was the split second like I was waking up. And the word was, it begins. And all of a sudden, blood starts dripping down my nose in real life. I wake up. It begins. Now blood's gushing out of my nose. I'm like, what? Jump up out of bed and run to get a tissue. And so I'm like, I'm really like pondering that word. What does it begin mean? It begins. It begins. What does that mean, Lord? I have no idea. It can mean anything. So I fall back asleep. And this time I have a dream where I'm on the streets again. I'm in Washington, D.C. All right. And I'm discussing with my wife, I think, and some other people. I'm not sure if it was my wife, but it was somebody close to me. I think it was her. But regardless, it doesn't matter. And there's a war going on right there in DC. I mean, not like right where I'm at, but I understood that there's war. Like, it's because we were discussing how to get aid to Israel, okay? And then everybody went into a big, huge building. Okay, so I'm standing in the street or on the sidewalk. There's a big, huge building on my right, maybe 6, 8 stories, and huge, like a block long. And everybody's gone in there, but I'm still out on the road. And there's a car to my left just behind me. And I'm looking up the street and I see what I think is a tank. It's like, I don't know, 6 blocks or something, or 5 blocks. It's quite a ways. And I see this explosion happen on it. It hit it. And it wasn't like a normal explosion you see with tanks getting hit. It was much more intense. And the fire rolled down the street coming towards me. And as I'm watching it, I'm just marveling, like, wow, hey, I'm just watching this fire come. And then it's getting pretty close. I'm starting to get concerned. I'm like, oh, yeah, I better duck to my right because the building's in front of me. It'll stop the fire from coming and hitting me. And so I start to dart over to the right, and to my left, that car gets consumed. And now the building gets consumed that everybody I'm with, they're all inside, and the fire just comes. It takes out the whole building. It starts on fire. Everybody's killed. So I'm like, well, I can't take safety in that. I turn around. I start jogging the other direction and trying to get around another building, but it was too late. Then I was consumed. So, man, I'm concerned because it begins, and real blood started gushing down my nose. And then I immediately fall back asleep after cleaning myself up. And this is the dream that I had. So, man, I'm going to be praying for Israel, for DC. I don't know. The word "it begins" is rattling around my brain right now. I think it's pretty important. Especially because, when I went to bed, I asked the Lord, put my head on your chest. I want to hear your heartbeat. Put my heart in sync with your heart again, He did that to me the other day and, gave me the cure for cancer. Nobody believes it. I don't care. Whatever, But, yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to, guys, we should be praying about this. I think it's pretty important. Just lift it up in your prayers, okay? That's it.